Hi everyone, let's look at another example. We have a polynomial function here, graphed, and I'm going to look at the important information to help us write the equation of this graph. So the first thing I'm going to look for is the x-intercepts. So I could see that there is a bounce at x equals 5, and the graph also passes through the point -1, so at x equals -1. Now, the other important factor is that the graph goes down on the left, and when we look at the right side, it is going up. So we have opposite directions. So this tells me this is an odd degree polynomial. This is going to be a degree 3 polynomial, so some type of degree 3 polynomial. And a degree 3 is when our x is cubed. So let's go ahead and write down our x-intercept. So we have x equals -1 and x equals 5. Now, if you notice at 5, the graph doesn't go through the x-axis. It just touches it and then changes the direction. So this is a bounce right here. And a bounce means that we have a double root. So let's go ahead and write y equals to some a value. Now, if you remember a cubic function, it is some type of snake-like shape where from the left it goes up and then back up on the right, continues upwards. So this tells me that the a value is going to be positive. So when we figure that out, we should get a positive value. If we have an x-intercept at -1, it means we have a factor at +1. And then we have times another double root at x equals 5. That means we have a factor of x minus 5, but that would be squared because we have a double root. Now we need to find the a value for this equation. So we can choose any point on this graph, but we are given a point right here, which happens to be the y-intercept. So that looks like it is the point 0, 150. We can plug in that point into our equation, and then, in other words, plug in 0 for x and plug in 150 for y. So 150 is equal to a times 0 plus 1 times 0 minus 5 squared. We are going to simplify the equation. So 150 equals to a times 1. -5 squared is 25. And so we basically have 150 is equal to 25a. So 150 equals to 25a. And to solve for a, now we just need to divide both sides by 25. So dividing both sides by 25, you can use a calculator, or you can think of it as how many times does 25 go into 150, and that would be 6. So a value is equal to 6. Now that we have our a value, we're going to plug that back into our equation right here. So let's plug that a value into the equation. So the equation of this graph is y equals to 6 times x plus 1 times x minus 5 squared. And we could see that this equation represents a degree 3 polynomial.